Round 4 of the Platinum Tour here this week. I believe week 21 of the season already. We've got Renasci by Mayday, as it has been all week long. We go to the gold tees this time around. As we discussed before, this is not the furthest back tees necessarily. These are all mixed tees, so it's just going to be a very different experience than it has been the rest of these rounds. Very high winds out of the south. Default fairways, default greens, default green speed, which are all, I believe, firm, fast. So depending on how these wind directions are and where these tee boxes are, could have some not so favorable holes and could have some pretty favorable ones. But the thing to remember is if these are mixed tees, that probably means that the designer had a hand in picking out the conditions. So things probably end up playing pretty fairly, but if we play poorly, we'll just call it unfair and call it a day. Here we go. As long as this doesn't just climb straight up, we're going to be perfectly good. Now, this is not a good place to be with the trees. Fortunately, this wind is bringing the ball back to the right-hand side. So let's see if we can get creative here. 3 hybrid. It's probably dumb to go for this because everything kicks back to the right, and it's probably too much momentum, so you end up rolling up the hill and have a huge downhill putt. So I think the play is going to be down here, and then the long uphill putt with a little bit of break. I think that has to be the play that we go for. So let's send her down. Ooh, that's drifting more right than I gave it anywhere near credit for. So this is where we didn't really want to be. Okay. I gave a lot of credence to the lie. Thought it was going to send us quite a bit more to the left. But what this does do for us is give us the chance to partial flop this. Which is gonna have, you can take some distance off. It's gonna want to spin downhill lie. I think if we play this short here, like, so it flew off on that downhill lie there. But that's honestly better than being on the green, I think. I truly believe that that's better than being on the green. Okay, so not an eagle look by any stretch of the imagination, but we come out of there with the birdie still. I think we've been able to safely manage birdie there in all of the rounds thus far. I say thus far, this is the final round, so we don't need to do it again. Alright, a little bit under hit, but we're center fairway. That's obviously goal number 1. Put ourselves in the best positions possible around this track. We do get a little bit of backstop, so it can probably play this a little more aggressively. Uphill lie to 201. Oh, we've got a lot of wind. It is very high. So we've got about 18 miles an hour of wind. So if we play this out here, let's just think about this. If that plays 18, we're in not great shape, I don't think. 201, that would be 183. Uphill could play a little bit better. I think I'm going to go 5-iron here, though. Little D-loft. Ooh, wind is actually turning for us. So I'm going to go green light special. And then we've got the backstop. It's 155s. I'm hoping it doesn't just stop up there. Okay. Got a little bit low on that ramp, so it does come to a halt. Very little breaker here. All right, let's try and see if we can make some sort of birdie happen. The only problem I foresee is down in here, it starts to turn back. But trying to toe a line here. What a putt. You can see the way that it did start to wiggle back to hold it and go in the hole there. If you play that too far out to the left, it'll start turning away from the hole. That's a massive putt. Absolutely massive. Now, I think this is going to be one we're going to be perfectly okay with something from the fringe. I don't think you want to do anything too fancy with this. Now, Hybrid... I'm just trying to feel this out. Hybrid wants to land 53, 63. It's downhill. If I go 270 with the Hybrid... Oh, man. Because the thing is, if you carry too much momentum... So we're going to do this. Now, it's not my most favorite play ever. But I'm going to hit the Hybrid backspun here and hope it carries that Biarritz. Great input. It does carry the Biarritz, but I think it's got too much speed out. Okay, that light rough there is the saving grace. This is essentially the play. The green and reg is more deadly than helpful. All right, I've been leaving these short. Now, that doesn't mean I want to... Doesn't mean I want to all of a sudden hit this, like, past. You know? But I do want to give it a chance. Okay, I'm okay with that effort. I'm okay with that effort. A little bit off on the read, a little bit under. But that hole is a par hole. That hole is a par hole. A birdie is stealing one. A birdie is 100% stealing one. Hung that one a little bit slow, but if it can carry the bunker, we'll be fine. Okay. Birdie's a stroke and a half gain on the field? Yeah, more than likely. That's definitely one that if you shortchange yourself and then, like, out of the Biarritz, you could leave yourself one. I think you're probably making a lot of threes, but yeah, they're probably more bogeys than birdies. Okay. It's this uphill lie that's going to be the the real kicker. So if this is about 14 at the back on a lob wedge, we can maybe get about 7. I don't want to give it more credit than that. I'm going to give just a little bit of D-loft to compensate for the lie that we're on. If we go long, that's fine, but I don't want to be short and roll back down the hill. A little bit pushy. Again, this is I think where you're trying to play a lot of stuff from. Now, I don't know if I should be trying to chip this or not. We are just off of the green here. I underhit it. I got just backed out of that putt. I don't have a good fit. Like, that was off of the fairway, and I was so scared about putting it off the back that I was just like, at the first instance of like feeling like it was time, I just went. That's so dangerous, right? Like, you have so much downhill behind that if you misjudge it off of the fairway there, which it's quite easy to do. Hey, thank you for the Lux Dives. How we doing? Book, welcome back. Round 4, settle down? What do you mean? $17 to 18 miles an hour of wind. Playing on a diagonal like that feels like it would probably be long. But I don't want to... we've got the downhill lie. I don't want to play too much. I'm going to give it a little bit of spin. But it's probably a touch long. That's an okay amount long. That's an okay amount long. All right, so missed opportunity on 3 to steal 1. 4. I'm probably not making that putt anyway. That's a good one on 5. So 3 under through 5 to start. Very, very nice. 51 up. That's 290. About like 18 in the face. Would normally play probably like 30, 32 or something like that. 260, but it's so uphill. I'm gonna play it. Play it left of the hole. And stock. Oh, no. Okay. I went, I guess, too aggro of a line. Need to play that a little more to the left. But I think if we play any sort of loft or backspin there, we come up short, so. Okay, with this being this much uphill. This being this much uphill and everything, this is going to have to be a feel putt. which is not necessarily our forte, but get it up there, at least get the birdie, give us something close. It's a little right, but perfect pace. We like easy birds. We like easy birds. 103 with no loft or spin, pretty much right on. Yeah. And the fact of the matter is, it's that hard kick that does you in, right? It's the hard kick that does it. If it's like a straighter bounce. If we're a little bit more to the right, we might be okay. Or, I mean, a little bit more to the left, we might be okay, depending on how violent that kick is. That's mean. It's not mean. Never mind. Very friendly. Very friendly design, Mayday. Sometimes lucky. So just give me the 12 out to like here. Bounce and release. So I'm going to go with this and just slight loft and spin. This is where we want to be. A little fast. It's going to be flirting fringe. Yeah. Okay. Not the end of the world. Need a little bit more roll because it's uphill and I've been missing these, so. Now this is a very short one. I don't know what's going on with those. I'm just short on all of these chips all of a sudden. I don't know if I'm changing my aim or if things are playing like a little bit softer. We're on such a good roll with chip shots, and now all of a sudden I'm like well off the mark. All right, so a full lob shot here would be 94, 96, and then wind at the back. Call it at least 8. 104. I need a few yards. So something like there. I don't want to go too much. The smart thing is probably to be a guy who plays towards center green, but I really like the pin. I really like the pin. It's so hard to be like a smart golfer. Because birdie hunting and like hunting for the hole is it's just so much more enjoyable. Every once in a while you get an ace. A lot of times you end up with a par. Call it glory seeking or, you know, what have you. But that's just so much more fun. Lob wedge can't go center of the green if you want to score, even IRL. Yeah, I mean the tough thing with some of these greens is like the whole play it to the center of the green thing doesn't really work. Some holes it does, but a lot of holes it does not. Just the way that things are designed. I hit it way too fast. Now, what I am realizing is I think on those past two that I've hit fast that I have not taken a practice pullback. I've just gone for it. And so that's definitely a mistake on my part, thinking that I'm going to get away with something like that. Okay, that's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. Right distance control, all of that. So I've got to... I probably just have stuff that I have to be playing a little bit closer. Now this... Let it ride down the fairway. Should be center enough. If this gets left, I'm going to be a little disappointed. All right, so now if there was ever a par 5 to make it on, it's one where you have, gosh darn it, less than a lob wedge in. Is there a pitch shot that I would ever want to take here? Feels like pitching wedge pitch would want to stay under the wind a bit here and just take off. But do I have the touch for an... Let's see here. 105? There's so much wind. Okay, this is like a not very ideal setup for us. That's the shot. That's the shot. Okay. We like eagles. That is a lovely view. I thought that was my view from the next tee box for a second, and I was like, you've got to be joking me, Mayday. You're way better than this. But no, that's just the behind the hole shot. Hey, how's it going, Wizard? Alright, so if we've got... Let's give this 16. Let's give this 16. It's carrying at least out into here. 8 iron, though, is not going to quite get the release, so I'm going to play it... I guess we're playing it out that way, so... A little fast this time around. Still puts it on a pretty good line. little bit short of where I wanted to land it, but it ended up getting still a pretty good release from that tailwind, so I have to be quite content. All right, starting to chain some things together here. Starting to chain some things together. That wind direction is gonna pose this as a problem. Yeah, okay. So if we wanted to go down here, it's an option. Okay, I'm getting faster. I'm gonna have to take the practice pullbacks and dial it back in for the approach shots. I've been kind of getting in a rhythm of like pick my line and shoot, which is not who I normally am as an individual. So let's get back in the groove of feeling stuff out. 16-mile-an-hour wind. It's probably got to play at least 8 in the face, but we're also uphill, so it's probably a little bit less than that. I'll give it the D-loft like this. Something like that feels right to me. Yeah, that's what you're looking for. That's what you're looking for. Although 6-iron off the tee was not what I was looking for here, game. That was not the best caddy recommendation I've ever seen. Ooh, this is like, I think this is bait. I think cutting this corner is bait. Because you've got wind at the back, but you have to remember this is 10 yards uphill. So the wind and that, even with the full backspin, I'm probably ending up short. Now, if I was Stives and actually knew how to overpower my shot, then absolutely you go for this. Because from that line, you're down to a... Do we have to? I almost feel like we might be forced, because... I don't love it. I don't love it, but I guess if we're this way, then we're still on a wedge. You just have to make sure to get enough. So let's see. A little bit of that's needed, and then a little bit of... Does this go through? That's such a tight window. Better than 6-iron? Yeah, well, we can still apparently roll it out to a lob wedge instead of a pitch. But yeah, a wedge out of the rough. More than likely, especially on this approach angle, if you've got uphill and like you've got a runway to work with, I think that out of the rough is probably the better play. But I saw an opening that didn't require me to try and overpower it and stretch it in a way that I'm not comfortable with. So I'm pretty much always going to take that option. We're hitting. I know a lot of the golf community has gone to real darts. We're just hitting darts here. We're just hitting darts in virtual golf at the moment. Hey, what's going on, New Age? How have you been? The family's doing well, thank you for asking. Kiddo's in the process of learning to walk right now. So that's been pretty fun. He's got teeth like 7 and 8 coming in. It's crazy. Little fast, and that's going to put us in the bunker. Or not. Just kick straight through. Oh, man, that's lucky. I knew that tempo did not feel good off the rip. Okay. Feels like the first time we haven't had a wedge in a while. I don't know if that's accurate. Feel like we've been playing wedge approach shots for a good bit, which has been nice. This will be a little bit of a snap back to reality. I want to play this to the left. I'd rather be left of the ball. Yo, what's going on, buddy? How have you been, dude? Been a while since you caught a stream? Well, I think since the last time you've caught a stream, we're on an entirely different stream schedule. So, we stream in the night slot Monday to Thursday now. Gone are the days of the afternoon streams. We're like 7:30 to 11 p.m. instead of 3:30 to 6:30. $200. This is gonna land just short. Slowed it. I got in my head on that shot. I don't know what it was. I just kind of backed out of the swing. All right. Not a good input. Not a good input. It happens. It happens. It happens. Slowed it. Or hit it slower than I'm trying to there. Guess it means you're on Twitch far less. It's all good, though. It's good to see you, man. Definitely has been a while. Hope all is well with you. Golf balls next, New Age? Yeah, gotta get him one of those just like play ones to use. You know, I honestly feel like you could hit this and then anywhere light rough or sand anywhere up in this, as long as we're not in the actual heavy rough. As I hit a mega fast into the heavy rough. Kick right. Man, that was the one spot we couldn't be. Like, getting out of rhythm. I don't know. As soon as I thought about the fact that I was going too fast, I've been considered to be too fast, so. 56. Full loft here is 53. Then if we go 75% here, that's 15, so 38. A little bit of wind. Honestly, I think you can go full off. This is kind of a crazy shot. I think you can go full off, full backspin on this pitch and maybe actually produce something from it. I slowed it again. What are you doing? I'm ping-ponging now on very fast and very slows. I'm ping-ponging on it. What happened to the confidence? Okay, so we're going to end up parring this one. And that last one, we go away with a par as well. So just a few bad inputs all of a sudden. Got to reset. Underhit it. Oh my gosh, you knucklehead. What happened? This is like yesterday when I had some holes where I was ping-ponging and underhitting stuff. Step back. I don't know what that was. That was probably about the worst sequence of stuff that we've had over the past 2 holes. Gotta be done with that. There we go. That's better. Slightly fast. Just go right through the tree. Act like it's nothing. Okay. Yeah, that was because we were having, I mean, this round was going great. I don't know where the brain went for a few moments there. Uphill a couple of yards, wind, downhill lies. So I'm going to give a little bit on this sandwich. All right. Ooh, underread the wind. That's one that, like, it's the difference between landing on the fairway and landing on the green. Still have a chance to make birdie here. Just gets a little bit tougher. Okay, let's not... Yeah, what was... It was going real well before this. All right, 2 holes left. Mental in check. Let's get after it, because this is one that you could very easily get yourself in trouble with. Long hole with a 20-mile-an-hour headwind. Has to play at least 30 in my head. Right? Which would be 176. It's right here. We might be okay with the stock 5. Like, we might be okay with the stock 5, but I'm going to give it a little bit of D-loft. Just in case. %, and slow. We're going to come up short now for sure. I mean, you're talking several yards there lost. So yeah, I don't know what it is. Somehow we just started to lose our inputs. Up in here, not the game. I don't want to get it twisted like all of a sudden the game started to screw us. Like I started to be a knucklehead. one more score. One more score. Watch the wind bring it back around the trees. Probably playing that a little bit too aggressive down the right-hand side, but... Alright. That last one played too much, so we'll still play this at about 30. Could just mean that this, this hybrid goes long. But hoping that it's soft enough with that hill to knock it back. Oh, I shot it too far to the right. Distance was good, though. Distance was very good. Just got a little bit too pushy on it. And also kind of thought, even with the firing out to the right like that, that the wind was going to work it back a little bit. Because we've had a few of those work their way on back. This time, it was not the case. All right. It's all about the break through the first part of this putt. Little too firm. Not too firm, just a little bit too much. All right, let's knock her home. 42 under for the lucky number finish. Almost. Almost missed it. So we were on a run, and then this started to take over. We started to kind of realize how the round was going. Overthinking how we were approaching things. I started to hit a couple of fast shots, and then all of a sudden we started ping-ponging on the fast and slows. So it just goes to show how quick the brain can take over and really start to mess with you. But 10 under, when all is said and done, 10 under at the part of the pack that we're at is probably going to be enough to make a little bit of headway on the rest of the field. So we'll keep an eye out. Right now, tied for 16th on PlayStation through 4. Obviously, we've got Xbox and PC and a bunch of other people left out on the course, but should be a solid overall finish. I think we should move into probably into the 30s. A lot of struggles this week, but we're definitely fighting ahead of where we've been. So onwards and upwards from here.